While spiritual awakening can be painful and difficult, for many people, it is also a transformative and enriching experience. Feeling lost, confused, alone, anxious during a spiritual awakening is entirely normal. There are certain stages within the spiritual awakening journey, each with its own set of experiences, challenges, and gifts. Understanding these stages can help you better navigate your own spiritual path and provide invaluable life lessons along the way. For many, the first stage to awakening is through chaos. Life throws an unexpected event, shaking your world at its foundation. Perhaps your relationship crumbles, or you face a life-altering accident or illness. These events serve as a slap from the universe, pulling the rug from under your feet. In this chaos, you experience an inner snap, making you realize that your ego never had control in the first place. On the flip side, some people experience what can only be described as a spontaneous or grace-filled awakening. No tragedy, no agony, just a beautiful and natural realization. Michael Singer, the celebrated spiritual teacher and author, is a prime example. He found enlightenment while simply sitting on his living room floor. You don't need to suffer to grow spiritually. Increasingly, people are experiencing spontaneous awakenings, indicating a possible shift in collective human consciousness. This uplifting trend encourages us that transformation doesn't have to come through pain, but can arrive as naturally as morning sunlight. Regardless of your awakening pathway, one thing remains constant. You start asking big existential questions. Is this all there is to life? What's my true purpose? These questions pull you away from surface-level existence and invite you to explore deeper meaning of life. Whether your awakening journey starts with a dramatic event or unfolds spontaneously, recognize it as a sacred call to a more meaningful life. You're not just waking up to a new day. You're waking up to a new life, a new you. This is your call to break free from the illusions that have kept you asleep, to emerge from your cocoon, and to soar like the magnificent being you were always meant to be. The next stage of your awakening is nothing short of magical. Welcome to the bliss stage. Picture this as the golden hour of your soul's day, where everything is washed in a warm, radiant light. Here, you not only feel alive, but also part of the whole, a cosmic connection that ignites a newfound zest for life. In this stage, the world becomes a palette of vibrant colors. The trees whisper secrets, the birds sing your favorite tunes, and even flowers seem to bloom just for you. You're filled with elation, excitement, joy, and a myriad of positive emotions you may not have felt for years. It's like finding a treasure chest of pure emotion, and you're excited to open each one. Why does this stage feel so overwhelming and joyful? The answer is simple. Your heart is waking up. For many, this is the first time in their lives that they've truly tuned into their hearts. As your heart awakens, it becomes the headquarters for emotions like compassion, connection, and all-encompassing love. Here's where it gets really interesting. In this stage, you start to feel guided, like there's an invisible hand shaping your path. This is also the time when synchronicities become your new normal. This stage also sharpens your intuitive abilities. Your heart is now more awake than ever. With heightened intuition, you start to resonate with choices and directions that align with your soul's purpose. Another incredible aspect of this stage is the surfacing of spiritual gifts you never knew you had. Perhaps you find a sudden knack for understanding people deeply, or maybe you discover a talent for healing energies. It's hard not to get attached to this stage. It feels like a perpetual honeymoon with your soul. But just like any honeymoon, this stage has an expiration date. Many mistake this high for a never-ending state, thinking they've crossed the finish line. In reality, it's only one beautiful chapter in a multifaceted journey. Don't resist the rise and flow of this journey. Your next stage might be the dark night of the soul. In this stage, you might find yourself in what I call the void. The void is not emptiness, but a space where you are between the old you and the new you. You might feel a lack of direction, but that's okay. You might go through a severe spiritual crisis, a turbulent time that is characterized by a loss of meaning, uncertainty, hopelessness, and profound doubt about one's place in the universe. It's not merely a bad day or a rough patch. It's a deep emotional and spiritual upheaval that feels like a dismantling of the self. But know that it's a recalibration phase. Your soul is integrating all that you've learned. It's setting the stage for you to emerge as a new being. During this phase, you might find yourself inclined to deep reflection, journaling, or even simple activities like walking in nature, absorbing its healing powers. It's a time for self-love, a time to allow the changes to take root. Remember, this void is also the phase where you can discover latent talents, gifts, and passions that might have been buried under your old ego and life circumstances. You start to hear your heart's calling more clearly. And let me tell you, listening to that call will show your path like nothing else. It can steer you towards your true potential, a potential that you probably didn't know existed within you. Once you're ready, once your soul knows you've had enough rest, you will start to emerge from the void, and you will be magnificent. Your beliefs, your mindset, and even your physical reality may have changed. If you're watching this and you're in the middle of a dark night or just entering the void, I want you to know this. You're not alone. The journey may seem long, and you might be impatient to reach the end, but trust the process. Don't rush through the stages. Each has its lesson, and each lesson is a stepping stone to the next level of your spiritual evolution. Your soul is wise. It knows what you can handle and what lessons you need to learn. All right, let's breathe. If you've made it through the dark night and the void, let me tell you something. You're stronger than you ever imagined. You've come through the trenches of your soul and found your way to what I like to call groundedness. It's like finally feeling the soil under your feet after being tossed by the winds of your inner turmoil. This is the stage where your spiritual journey starts to feel less like a roller coaster and more like a scenic car ride through rolling hills. The land might still be uneven, but you have a strong steering wheel, your intuition, and reliable wheels, your newfound wisdom. You see, groundedness is a phase of stabilization. The strong currents of your emotional and spiritual upheavals have receded, and you're left on this quiet beach of your existence. You're not scrambling for survival anymore. You're beginning to build, to make something of the raw materials your soul has offered you. You are different now. Your perspectives have shifted. You've tasted despair and hope, isolation and unity. All these experiences didn't just pass through you. They are now a part of you, contributing to a more fortified version of yourself. It's stronger and more beautiful for having been broken. In this stage, people often find that their relationships start to take on new textures and dimensions. You resonate at a frequency that may not match everyone from your past. And that's okay. You're not leaving them behind. You're moving forward, and those who are meant to be in your life will catch up. The connections you form now will often have a depth and authenticity that may have been missing before. This is also the period when your purpose becomes much clearer. You've shed the expectations of society, family, and even your own past dreams that no longer serve you. You're free to see what really matters to you. It's as if the universe clears away the fog and says, "Here, this is the path." It's a quieter time, but don't mistake it for stagnation. It's more like the deep quiet beneath a thriving ocean. On the surface, you're living life, perhaps as you always have, but beneath, in the depths of your soul, everything is different. You see life through new eyes, hear it through tuned ears, and touch it with awakened hands. You also start to manifest, really manifest. Remember, you're operating at a higher frequency now. The things you attract into your life, experiences, people and opportunities, will be in closer alignment with your authentic self. And because you've been through the tough times, you appreciate them more. Every little thing can feel like a blessing, a gift from the universe to you, the new you. Now, you've graduated from each phase of your awakening, ready to take on the world with your newfound wisdom. Imagine yourself as a tree. In the beginning stages of your spiritual journey, you're like a young sapling reaching eagerly for the sky. Your branches sprout with enthusiasm, stretching upward and absorbing the sun. And as you know, a grown-up tree has a purpose. It gives shade, fruits, shelter, and contributes to life. So do you. You don't just live, you thrive. And in doing so, you make the world around you thrive too. Each phase has its beauty and lessons, molding you into a wiser, stronger individual. And as you move through them, remember that, just like a tree, you're not just growing upward, but also rooting downward. Both are necessary for a balanced, fulfilling life. Keep reaching for the skies, but never forget the strength that comes from being grounded. And remember, my friend, your spiritual journey may not be in the same stages I have mentioned. Everyone's journey is different. So embrace it, whichever stage you might be at. I hope this video resonates with you. If you do, please consider sharing with your friends and loved ones who might benefit from the video. I wish you a beautiful day.